But I was just talking about, well, first and foremost, I was saying different settings today inside, not in the car. So the audio should be a lot smoother as I don't have my headphones and my microphone. But before I got disconnected, I was talking about retreats. And obviously, I think we all know there's so many different types of retreats that you can go to. But I feel like it's super, super important to ensure that your mindset is right before you go. And also to ensure that whatever you're going there for initially, or whatever the outcome is for the the retreat as a whole, in order for it to be long lasting, I feel like your mind has to be correct. Your mind has to be right. You have to be in the right space, frame of mind, environment, all that good stuff. So you got to ensure that, I think you got to ensure that you're going in with a level of something. Although I am aware that sometimes taking yourself to that place, taking yourself on these retreats, ensuring and being around, maybe similar like-minded people and being in the right environment can definitely have a huge um impact on your growth and a huge impact on your life, just by immersing yourself in that experience, ensuring that you're open-minded, ensuring that you're accountable, ensuring that you have a level of self-awareness, I guess, before you go there. And I'm sure that you can probably get a level of awareness when you're there and on this journey. But I think it all just comes down to your mindset, all comes down to your experiences of life as to what you're going to get from these things. Now, can't say I've been a big advocate for retreats, although there are a couple of retreats that I would try. There's only one really that comes to mind. There's one retreat which is a blindfolded retreat. It's like one like for darkness, where I need to look into a little bit more, but I believe you have the eye covers, and I don't know if you're in a room, I don't know if you're in like this facility, and but basically it's just like pitch black, and I've seen people's reactions after they've come out of it. I think that's like maybe like a 3 day thing, which I would try. I'll definitely try that. Then there's also Vipassana. I know a few people now that have done Vipassana, which is um it's a practice which is a silent practice, a silent meditation practice, and then you're there for like however many days. I think it's like 10 days. I don't know if there's any more or less. You're there for that amount of time. You're around other people, but you can't speak to them. You can't talk at all. And you've got like an agenda, which is so many meditations throughout the day. Um, like an hour and a half. You have some lunch. Like everything's done for you. It's something that I would try, but I don't feel super core to that one necessarily. Um, but yeah, and then I also know that there's detoxification retreats and stuff. So I definitely think they're a great tool to use, especially if you're in a place where you need that, maybe you need that reset, or maybe you have this calling to take yourself to this next level. So, but I think it's also important to ensure that the person that's facilitating these places um are right as well, because yeah, I feel like if you're going into these places, you may be going in quite vulnerable, because obviously it's a new experience. Maybe you're going there because something traumatic has happened in your life. So I think it's important to note and important to do maybe a little bit of research to see who's facilitating these places, because that can have like a huge impact on your experience. And also, um yeah, the energy is real. Energy is a real thing. So if you're going to these things, or you're opening yourself up to people um that may not have good energy, or you know are not coming with a purity of intention, then that can have a major effect on you, a long lasting effect on you. um I'm sure you've been into rooms before where you can just feel the energy's off. And one thing I will say is that when you are a clearer vessel, this becomes a lot more heightened. You become a lot more sensitive, but over time, you're able to, um, what's the word? You're able to, you're just able to identify things a lot more easier, and you're not in such a I guess at first you might feel like you're in a vulnerable state. You can't be around certain things because your energy and your sensitivity levels are too high. But over time, you're able to manage it a lot more better. That's what I would say. But I guess I would definitely hold some sort of a retreat. Of course, it would be some sort of detoxification. Not actually, not of course. Some sort of detoxification one. I think my retreat it'd be pretty cool. I think I would definitely want to incorporate a lot of the things that I do in my lifestyle. So I definitely incorporate, foraging, herbs, enemas, juicing, maybe raw foods. I guess I could have different types of retreats. I could do like a couple of days, like a 3 day thing. I could do a longer ones. I could do like a day retreat. Um, I guess it's something I could definitely consider and think about. I'd be pretty keen. I think if there was an interest there, I'd definitely be keen on holding some sort of a retreat. It would definitely have to be in person. I wouldn't want it to be necessarily online. Um, but yeah, I'd actually think I'd love to do that. I love people. I'm Yeah, I like I like to help people, and I feel like, especially with that sort of a retreat, it would be just so pure and raw, and it would be good vibes. It would be good vibes, but people would take a lot from that. I would ensure that people go away with something. I know everyone's different, so I'd make sure that like it's so adaptable. I would want you to go away being confident that what you've learned is sustainable within your own life, or definitely equipping you with the tools to be able to really transform your life for sure. So yeah, definitely something to think about. Yeah, I like the sound of that. I definitely like the sound of that. But yeah, so today, what have I been up to today? I got up, I've got a little list. I got up, did my workout, did my skipping, did my 10-minute skip, did my skip, did my calisthenics workout in my room, did my enema, done some business stuff, did some emails, uploaded yesterday's video, updated the timetable, made a care package for somebody, which has got some food. Do my live now. I also did the gardening. Been a good day. Actually, I did two workouts because I did an afternoon skip as well, which was cool. But yeah, don't really have anything else to say. I've not really posted anything since I've been back on the socials. I just haven't really felt called to post anything. The creativity's there. Maybe I'm just going through some sort of patch at the moment. Everything that happens within my life is always for a reason. So I'm not really what's the word? I'm not really. contemplating or thinking too hard about it. It just is. I guess my priority is more so just to do these lives, um, and connect with people that way. Obviously, people may still be email messaging me through the gram, which I'm replying back to. But in terms of like the videos, like I've taken the content, I've taken pictures and stuff, but I don't know, just not feeling it right now. Not feeling to post. So maybe there's some sort of a shift happening. Garden's looking beautiful. Everything is just everything's thriving. I'm gonna go out with my scalar device, as I've got all the I've been doing some electro culturing in the garden. So I've got my copper wires wrapped around the bamboo sticks, and yes, if I hit it with some scalar, then obviously that energy is going to go straight into the ground. But I've got the poles all around the garden, and interestingly enough, the the copper wire that's next to the plants, I can see that they're growing a lot more, and it's only been a day. Really, it's only been a full day. Um, so yeah, but I look forward to seeing what it looks like in the following week, in the next week. And yeah, that's it really. I've been to the shop, got my fruit, got some melons again, got some oranges. This and upon the rising, I did I had some cabbage, some red cabbage and white cabbage. I think I was talking about this yesterday. So I fermented that this morning. Um, and I've got some wild rice that's been bloomed, which I'm gonna have that with my meal. So yeah, I'm still taking pictures of all the things that I'm creating, but I've just not been posting. But yeah, maybe it's the spring, maybe it's the sun energy. Maybe I'm just kind of like blooming again. You know, I've had this like a little bit of a wind down period. But yeah, I realized I do a lot of stuff, but it's just because I've got the energy to do it, and the things that I do for the most part, I enjoy what I do. So it feels like it always fuels me to continue to create and to keep doing things, keep the ball rolling. Um, and I've realized as well that I don't really just I do sit down and just do nothing, but I like to do things, if that makes sense. I like to do stuff. So sitting down and not doing anything is fine, but I realize that I just like to do stuff. Um, so yeah, that's just an observation. That's a self observation which I'm sharing with you all. Um, but yeah, if these videos are helping you in any form of way, if there's any topics that you want me to cover, because I guess another thing that's interesting is when I'm communicating with people, sometimes I talk and I say things expecting that people just know a thing. It's like yesterday, I was talking to my colleague and he was saying that he's not feeling very well, and I was giving him like a concoction to take, and I mentioned cayenne pepper, and he's like, "Oh, what's that?" I was like, "Cayenne pepper," and he says, "Yeah, what's that? I've never heard of it before." And I was like, "Wow, like sometimes you can really just be like in your own world. I mean, we're always in our own world anyway, but sometimes, yeah, you just assume. I guess you make the assumption because everything's a mirror." And that goes back to my something I mentioned in an earlier video. I was saying that I'm gonna take it back to basics. I'm gonna go back to the beginning and educate, or like teach people on easy swaps, things that you can make. If you're drinking milk, normal cow's milk right now, teaching you how to make your own oat milk, for example, or just like simple swaps to me, because I've been doing this and I've been living this lifestyle for some time and I've been on this journey. But I think it's important because that's something I want to do. I'm a sharer. I like to share. I like to. I think it's important because, yeah, it's just very important to me. That's a huge thing. But yeah, I think that's all I got to say. Um, yeah, not never had a great deal to say, but yeah, I hope that there was some sort of a nugget in this video for you. If you've been watching these videos, um, I appreciate that. And yeah, make yourself known. Drop me a message, leave a comment. Um, do what you do. Do what you do. Um, because I guess any bits of information or anything that you share with me, I can also reflect that back onto you, um, and help you at the best that I possibly can. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Enjoy your rest of your day. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your bank holiday Monday. For those that are not working, I am actually working tomorrow, so um, yeah, it's all good. I enjoy what I do, so can't complain. But yeah, I will catch you all on the next one. Have a great day.